Breaking news out of South Korea. Overnight, the country's former president, Yoon Suk Yeol, was sentenced to life in prison for his role in an insurrection back in 2024. He was tried and found guilty of attempting to impose martial law in a bid to stay in power. Let's get straight to NBC News international correspondent Janis Mackey Frayer with more on this. So, Janis, first just remind us what Yoon did back in 2024 that led to this guilty verdict and why he said he did it.
Joe, it was back in December 2024. Yoon Suk Yeol shocked South Korea and the world, for that matter, by declaring martial law during a televised address. The decree banned all political activities, including parliament, and imposed strict media censorship. Immediately, the military and police were deployed. There were helicopters landing at the National Assembly building to blockade it. You might remember those chaotic images of lawmakers trying to get into the National Assembly so they could vote to override Yoon's decree, with some of them scaling walls and fences to get past military forces. Yoon has always justified what he did as necessary to protect South Korea from, quote, anti-state forces, what he saw as a threat from North Korea. He was also in a complete political deadlock with his legislature, which was controlled by the opposition, and he was frustrated that he couldn't push through any of his budget matters. The martial law bid lasted 6 hours, and then Yoon ended it. But the consequences, including massive protests and all of these criminal trials, make this an historic verdict. And throughout the trial, Yoon has never apologized for what happened. Joe?
What's interesting is prosecutors actually sought the death penalty in this case. Do we know in the end why the court settled on life in prison, and do we expect Yoon to appeal then?
Yoon's lawyers are expected to appeal, and it would then be several months for the Supreme Court to consider his case. Prosecutors had asked for the death penalty given the severity of the charge, insurrection, and triggering a constitutional crisis in the country. The judge said he considered Yoon's age, he's 65, and also that the martial law attempt, while it was illegal, it didn't result in casualties or what he called a meticulously planned bloodbath. Yoon has already been convicted on 2 other charges, and the legal troubles are far from over. He faces another 6 criminal trials, including treason for allegedly sending drones into North Korea that would prompt a response to justify a declaration of martial law.
Janis, Yoon does still have some support in the country. What's some of the reaction you're hearing to the verdict there?
He does have some political support in South Korea, but it's now more of a fringe group. They're often wearing red MAGA-style baseball hats, and his support pales in comparison to the backlash that he faced. There were tens of thousands of people who protested for days to get him impeached. And for them, what he did conjured up very bitter memories of the country's dictatorship. And that's what makes this such an historic legal moment. And that he never expressed remorse in court also played a role in the judge's decision to sentence him to life in prison. This is the first time that a democratically elected leader has been convicted of trying to overthrow the very system that allowed him to rise to power. So this is a very stunning fall from grace that now appears complete.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.